Hi, second grade. We're still learning about how communities form. And today our focus question is, what are population and population density? So first, let's define what is population. Population is a group of people that live in a certain area. So these people right here would be part of the population of a city. Now let's talk about what is population density. That's the number of people that live in a given place. So here we have a New York State population map. This is a map of New York State, and it shows where the people live. Let's look further. So here's our map, and what I notice is at the bottom there is little rectangles with squares that show us different colors. And on the top, it says population in 2000. I'm thinking that's the year 2000. Then the light yellow says less than 74,000. The yellow says 74,000 to 152,000. The orange says 152,001 to 736,000. The darker red is 736,001 to 1,538,000. And the very dark red, almost black color is 1,538,000 and greater. So what I just read to you is called a map key. And that unlocks the clues to the map and lets us know how to read the map. So let's ask a question here. Which area on the map has the most people or the largest population? Well, I noticed that the number is much smaller here. And this number is the largest number. So that must mean the largest population. So I need to look for this dark red or almost black color. Where do we see that? Did you see that? That area is right here. It's the only area that has more than 1,538,000 people. This is New York City. And New York City also has the highest population density of any other city in the state. So that means there's more people in that small area, more people together. So now let's think. Can you remember the 3 different types of communities? Let's review them. We had rural, suburban, and urban. Urban communities have the highest population density. Well, that makes sense because I'm thinking about what I remember. The buildings were really close together, right? Remember when we learned about when people started immigrating to New York City, how crowded it was. So that makes sense. Urban areas have the highest population density. So now that we know what that kind of means, which of the last 2 do you think have the lowest, the least amount of people? Thinking? Did you pick rural? Rural communities have the smallest population density. I remember in the last lesson, we learned that there's much more nature and space around our houses. So the one in the middle, suburban, they have a smaller population density than urban communities, But more people live in the suburbs compared to rural communities, and we know that too. We saw more houses. They were a little bit closer together than rural, but not the same as all the apartment buildings and as many people as we saw in urban. All right, so we're going to explore this more in our next video. I'll see you then.